What's going on, guys? And welcome to a new video. This is going to be a different kind of a video, as we're not going to be talking about different topics, but we're going to be talking about one man in specific, John Hammond, and his tenure with the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm, of course, joined by Dylan, and we're finally going to be bringing this video out to you guys as we promised. But let's get into it. But before we do, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Comment new ideas. And now let's get into it. So, before we actually go into the timeline, people might think that John Hammond did a pretty decent job as the Milwaukee Bucks general manager from 2008 to like 2017. But the only good things he's done was trading for Chris Middleton and then drafting Giannis, who was a nobody. But as you'll see in these transactions and free agent signings, he didn't really do a good job at building a team. Now, some of that could hold to ownership for not wanting to spend the money, but let's get into it.
Yep.
Alright. So, first, before we get into all the transactions and draft picks, I think we should talk about the coaching situation. In 2008, 1 week after John Hammond got hired on to be the general manager, the Milwaukee Bucks hired Scott Skiles to be the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. And it was interesting because Scott Skiles, he used to be on the Bulls. Then he was going into the Milwaukee Bucks with a rebuilding team, trying to somehow get into the playoffs. And as we'll get into later, he kind of was the reason we messed up also. But he was the head coach from 2008 until he resigned in 2013, with a playoff record of 3-4 and a regular season record of 162 and 168. He resigned January 8th of 2013. And then the Milwaukee Bucks went ahead and had Jim Boylan be the head coach for the rest of the year, and his playoff record was 0-4 with a 22-28 regular season record. And then the Bucks had Larry Drew as their head coach, and obviously that was that 15-67 season. And then Jason Kidd was the head coach from 2014 to 2018. So there's a little bit of a pattern. He hired a bunch of unproven coaches that didn't really have that much head coaching experience, as Jason Kidd only was a head coach for like 1 year in Brooklyn before going to Milwaukee. But now let's get into the draft picks and the moves. In 2008, John Hammond had his first offseason with the Milwaukee Bucks, and he failed miserably to begin, as in his first draft, he drafted Joe Alexander 8th overall.
Oh, God.
But kind of made up for it with the second round pick of Luka Bamute with the 37th overall pick. In the transactions part, in his first trade ever, June 26, 2008, he struck a deal with the Brooklyn Nets, trading for Richard Jefferson in exchange for Yi Jillian and Bobby Simmons. No draft picks were exchanged in this deal. But obviously, with the intention of trying to get into the playoffs with Richard Jefferson, trying to get Michael Redd some help, he thought maybe Richard Jefferson would be that next guy to help push the Bucks into the playoffs and potentially into the second round. But as we'll get into later, that didn't happen. Then August 13th, the Bucks made two trades. The Bucks traded Mo Williams to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Damon Jones, and then traded Desmond Mason and Joe Smith to OKC for Luke Rendor and Adrian Griffin. So 2 decent trades, but then made some free agent signings in Tyronn Lue and Malik Allen. So yeah, that was the team. And then in the 2008 to 09 season, the Bucks went 34-48. But during the season, they made a transaction February 5th, 2009, where they traded Tyronn Lue to the Magic for Keith Bogans. So Tyronn Lue's tenure was very, very short. So heading into the 2009 offseason, they took Brandon Jennings 10th overall in the draft, and then Jody Meeks 41st overall. And then June 23rd, 2009, the Bucks traded RJ to the Spurs for Bruce Bowen, Kurt Thomas, and Fabrico or Berto, whoever that guy is. And then the Bucks also traded the same Fabrico or Berto to the Pistons for Amir Johnson. I believe the same day. Yeah, same day. But then on July 31st, the Bucks traded Malik Allen to the Nuggets and got back Sonny Weems. On July 31st. Whoever that guy is. Then on August 18th, 2009, the Bucks would trade Amir Johnson and Sonny Weems to the Raptors for Carlos Delfino and Rocco Ukic. And then they signed Jerry Stackhouse and Hakeem Warwick in free agency. An old Jerry Stackhouse. So heading into the 2009-10 season, the Bucks were now hoping that they can get into playoff contention, which they did with a 46-36 record. But before the playoffs, they made a couple transactions before the... Huh? Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. They included into that season, there was a major injury to Andrew Bogut. I don't know if you were going to mention that, but...
Yeah, I think I was going to mention that, but Bogut did get hurt. But before...
Arm injury, so yeah, that definitely hurt. I still remember watching that game, too.
Yeah, that was not fun. But
I still remember that game even 11 years ago. I was watching, I was like, oh my god.
Oh god. Yeah, I didn't watch, but...
His arm was broken. Oh god, that's disgusting.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, look it up. We're not showing photos of that. But the Bucks made a couple transactions at the 2010 trade deadline, trading Hakeem Warwick and Joe Alexander to the Bulls for John Salmons and a 2011 and 2012 second-round picks and an option to switch to 2010 first-round picks. Now, I guess keep an eye on these picks, as one of them will show up later. And they also traded Francisco Elson and Jody Meeks to the 76ers for Royal Ivy, Primozo Brezic, and a 2010 second-round pick. Great trade there. Whoever those guys are. But then, of course, with the Andrew Bogut injury, and the Bucks were 46-36 still, but they lost to the Atlanta Hawks in the first round of the playoffs in 7 games, a very good 7-game series. So we really can't crap on John Hammond for that, because I think if we had Andrew Bogut, we could have made it to the second round.
Who was in the second round? Like, let's just say the Bucks did win that series. Who would they have played in the second round? I actually don't know.
I don't either.
Well, I'm actually going to look that up.
Alright, well...
Let's go off a scenario where the Bucks did win. Was that the 2010 playoffs?
Yeah, 2009-10 playoffs.
Okay. I'll look that up. I just wanted to see who we'd play. I thought it'd be interesting to maybe discuss that a bit if we did win the first round. Let's see. Okay, yep, found it. If we beat Atlanta, it looks like we would have played, Orlando. who played Charlotte, the Bobcats,
Oh,
the 7.
we would have gotten destroyed by Dwight Howard.
I'm guessing the Magic swept that series, or 1-5 at least. So, yeah, we would have played Orlando in the prime Dwight Howard team. I'm curious how that would have went, actually.
Probably would have got swept, but
we probably would have lost, yeah, but I think it would have been a hard-fought series, though.
yeah. But now, heading into the 2010 off season, they had a chance to bolster their lineup and make another playoff run. Their first move toward this was drafting Larry Sanders with the 15th overall pick from Chicago. That trade that they swapped first round picks. And then fun fact, Kevin Seraphin was the 17th pick to Chicago via the Bucks trade. So we ended up getting Larry Sanders from that Bulls deal, I guess. And then we got Darrington Hobson with the 37th overall pick via the 76ers in that trade with a bunch of nobodies that like we mentioned. And then we also drafted Tinny Gallen with the 47th overall pick.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Maybe potential. Okay, no, it's funny.
Yeah. In the 2010 offseason transactions, June 22nd, the Bucks trade Charlie Bell and Dan Gadzarek to the Hornets for Corey Maggette in the 44th pick in the 2010 draft, Jerome Jordan.
Oh, what a great deal. What a great draft.
And then, yeah, June 24th, the Bucks trade 2012 second-round pick to the Nets for Chris Douglas Roberts. And then July 8th, we traded Jerome Jordan to the Knicks for cash considerations. July 21st, the Bucks trade Darnell Jackson and a 2011 second-round pick to Kings for John Brockman.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then all these great free agent signings I'm about to say. The Bucks.
Oh, no.
The Bucks locked up John Salmons to a 5-year, $39 million contract.
That turned out to be a horrible deal.
They also... yeah, go ahead, sorry.
That turned out to be a pretty horrible deal, as we find out. That season, we brought him in from the Chicago Bulls. That was a great deal. He really jump-started that Bucks team. But unfortunately, he didn't play like that after and fell off.
I didn't know much about him. But then we also...
He was a huge part of starting up the Fear the Deer. That's how we got the Fear the Deer nickname. He played a huge part in that.
Nice.
A little fun fact, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He's a huge part of starting up the Fear the Deer team of the nickname. That's how we got called Fear the Deer. Because we were so good at that time when we got them. We were beating everyone. And then that's why they called us Fear the Deer.
Well, that's good.
So that's a cool fun fact for y'all.
Nice. But then this another contract, we signed Drew Gooden to a 5-year, $32 million contract. We signed Kenyon Dooling to a 2-year, $4.2 million deal.
Keon
Dooling, I don't know. Okay, yeah. And then we signed Garrett Temple to a 10-day and Earl Barron to a 10-day.
Yeah, and Garrett Temple's actually still not bad. He plays for the Chicago Bulls now.
Yeah. But now going into the 2010-11 season, the Bucks had hopes of making another playoff run, but failed miserably with a 35-47 record, and there were no trades during the season to make the team even better.
Was that the year that if the Bucks barely missed, but if they made it, they would have played Chicago?
I'm pretty sure that was.
The 8th seed, which was the year, of course, that we all know D. Rose got injured in that.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm curious if that would have happened if the Bucks made it, or I don't know. I'm gonna assume probably.
Who knows? If we would have made it, D-Rose may never torn his ACL, and we would have probably gotten swept.
Yeah, who knows? But whatever. It happened. Unfortunately.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Now, going into the 2011 offseason, the Bucks looked to bounce back. And John Hammond decided to pick Jimmer Fredette, 10th overall, traded on draft night for Tobias Harris. Now,
Kobe.
Yeah.
No, say Kobe. Jimmer.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Oh,
man. But here's the part where I, earlier when I said Scott Skiles was kind of not that great of a coach. Yeah, he kind of ran Tobias Harris out of town.
I remember the reason why he got traded, though, on that one.
Yeah, he was the reason Tobias got traded from both Milwaukee and Orlando. Because he didn't like Tobias, I guess. And that's why Tobias never got a chance in Milwaukee.
I heard Herb Cole wanted to trade him for J.J. Redick to try to make a playoff push, but well, we made the playoffs, but it wasn't worth it, obviously.
Yeah. But then we have, we also drafted John Lure, 42nd overall. And then also, fun fact, the 60th overall pick was Isaiah Thomas, but that was traded from Chicago, but then that pick was ours at one point. So we could have possibly had Isaiah Thomas had we kept that pick, but obviously nobody knew that he'd be this good. So I can't really fault Hammond for that.
I don't even think Sacramento I don't think anyone knew.
Yeah, so
Boston, all of a sudden he's like a star, and then he kind of fell off, unfortunately.
I don't even think he's on a roster anymore, but yeah.
The Wizards, I don't remember.
But yeah.
I don't remember or no.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. But
a few years ago, he was an MVP of Canada, and now he's barely even in the league.
Yeah. But June 23rd, 2011, the Bucks trade Corey Maggette and the draft rights to Bismack Biyombo to the Bobcats for Steven Jackson, Sean Livingston, Beno Udrih, and draft rights to Tobias Harris. And also John Salmons and draft rights to Jimmer Fredette to the Kings in this deal. December 9th, 2011, the Bucks trade Kenyon Dooling, 2012 conditional second-round pick, to the Boston Celtics for Albert Morales.
Great deal.
Yeah. And then March 13th, 2012, the Bucks trade Andrew Bogut and Steven Jackson to the Warriors for Monte Ellis, F.K. Udoh, and Kwame Brown.
Wait, what day was that?
March 13th, 2012. I think this was a part of the lockout year or whatever. So I think it's still technically in the off season, but whatever.
Yeah.
But,
oh well.
Yeah. And then free agent Mike Dunleavy Jr. signed a 2-year, $7.5 million deal. So yeah. Heading into the lockout season, the Bucks went 31-35. Didn't make the playoffs and all that jazz. So now we can go into the 2012 offseason, where John Henson was selected 14th overall, and then Doran Lamb was selected 42nd overall. Whoever that Doran Lamb guy is.
I remember he was part of that Kentucky team with, was it Anthony Davis, I think that was?
There are a lot of Kentucky teams. You had John...
that team with Anthony Davis, because wasn't Anthony Davis the number 1 pick that year?
Pretty sure. Yeah, he was 2012, because John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins was 2011, I think.
Yeah, it's... oh, well.
Whatever. But June 26, 2012, the Bucks trade John Brockman, John Lure, Sean Livingston, and the 12th pick in 2012 for Samuel Dallenberg and the 14th pick in the draft and future second-round pick and cash. So that's a great deal. February 21st, 2013, the Bucks trade Tobias Harris, Benu Udrih, and Doran Lamb to Magic for J.J. Redick, Ish Smith, and Gustavo Ayen, whoever that guy is. And then we signed Joel Przebila. I can't pronounce that last name. Yeah.
I think it was Przebila, if I remember.
Yeah. We also signed Marcus Daniels. Scott Skiles resigned from the head coaching position January 8th, 2013. But then a couple weeks later, the Bucks signed John Hammond to a 3-year contract extension, making his reign of terror even that much better.
More great decisions come, which he actually made a few, I guess, right after.
As you can tell, this year we made it to the playoffs, but then we got swept after Brandon Jennings decided, Brandon Jennings. I don't know why I thought it was Brandon Knight for a second. Brandon Jennings said Bucks in 6.
Bucks in 6, baby.
Then we get our asses kicked in the first round.
Get swept.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll give the Bucks credit. They actually made it entertaining.
Yeah.
I remember watching it, actually. They did about as good as you could ask, in my opinion. They just didn't have that nowhere near the star power as you could see.
But now, heading into the 2013 offseason, the Milwaukee Bucks needed a new direction, and they decided to take a project player with a game-changing project player, let's say, with the 15th overall pick, and that was Giannis Antetokounmpo from Athens, Greece.
He sucks.
Dylan is now fired from this channel. No, okay.
I hit a damn free throw, man. He sucks. That's what everyone tells me.
Whatever.
I know, it's annoying.
We had a second-round pick, but June 28th, the Bucks trade the draft rights to Ricky Leto, the 43rd pick, and a 2014 second-round pick to the 76ers for the draft rights to Nate Walters, the 36th pick.
I remember him.
I kind of do, too. But then July 12th, the Bucks trade Luc Mbah a Moute to the Kings for a future second-round draft pick, which I heard was Malcolm Brogdon, actually.
Is that true, or?
I'm pretty sure. Let me look up the deal. Because I'm pretty sure I heard in like a video before. Yeah. Well, it doesn't say the particular picks. It just says 2 future second-round picks. It's July 9th, 2013. I don't know. But... Oh, wait. Here we go. The Milwaukee Bucks have traded forward Luc Mbah a Moute to the Kings for second-round picks in 2016 and 18.
It was 2016 when we drafted Brogdon, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Kings just gave us Brogdon. But,
and then we all know what happened after a little later.
Yeah, whatever. That won't be covered in this video because it doesn't prefer to John Hammond, but whatever. But then we make a game-changing trade that also impacted the future and the present, kind of. The Bucks trade on July 31st. Brandon Jennings to the Pistons for Brandon Knight, Chris Middleton, and some... I'm not even going to try to say his name, but...
Russian guy.
The Russian guy, let's just say that. And then we trade the Russian guy and Ish Smith to the Suns for Caron Butler. So, yeah. And then we signed O.J. Mayo to a 3-year, $24 million deal, and we signed Zaza and Gary Neal. But now, heading into the 2013-14 season, the Milwaukee Bucks shit the bed and went 15-67 with Larry Drew as the head coach. And then, yeah, we all know what happened that year. We sucked. We were terrible. Nobody wanted to watch us.
Nobody really wanted to watch it, but there was a couple promising pieces, though, of course, with Middleton and Giannis. That we seen some potential with. At least I did anyway, even though I didn't think they'd turn out to be this good, of course.
Yeah. And then into the 2014 offseason, the Milwaukee Bucks continued their rebuild by selecting Jabari Parker, 2nd overall, Damian Inglis, 31st, Johnny O'Brien, 36th, and Lamar Patterson, 48th overall. So we had 3 second-round picks, and then obviously Jabari Parker. In the 2014 offseason, we also, August 26, 2014, we traded Jared Dudley and a 2017 first-round pick. Oh, wait, no. Jared Dudley and a 2017 first-round pick traded to the Bucks, for Carlos Delfino, another Russian guy, and a 2015 second-round pick. And then, Jared Bayless signed a deal with us too, and we hired Jason Kidd as the head coach. So yeah, seems like a very eventful offseason. But heading into the 2014-15 season, I accidentally closed my phone. There we go. We went 41-41. We lost in the first round to the Bulls in 6. But before that, we made a couple transactions. The Bucks traded Tyler Ennis, Miles Plumlee, the Bucks received Tyler Ennis, Miles Plumlee, and Michael Carter-Williams. The Suns received Brandon Knight and Kendall Marshall, and the Sixers received a 2015 first-round pick from the Phoenix Suns in this transaction. So, yeah, that was the deal that we thought would help our future with MCW at the helm. That didn't work out.
Yeah, not even close.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I heard that and I hate it even more now for that season anyway.
Well, yeah, we ended up losing in the first round of the Bulls. But that game 6 was eventful. We got blown out, but then Giannis got ejected by throwing some fisticuffs. That was eventful. I remember watching that, and I'm like, oh, wow. I remember that was like the first full season that I actually kept up with the Bucks. I know I went to a couple games before, but I was never, like, super into it, like keeping track. Oh, we signed this guy, we signed this guy, we signed this guy. But then I kept up with this season, and I remember we're down 3-0, and then I remember we won the next 2, and I'm like, Mom, we won 2. She's like, oh, cool. Not caring at all. I just thought that was a very interesting story. That was like my first full season of actually caring about the product.
That season was actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was a total surprise here, too, and it was awesome seeing them look dominating, too.
But you want to know what's not fun?
What?
The 2015 offseason. I'll show you why.
Yeah, but yeah, that trade that we did at the deadline I hated that. The team was rolling with Brandon Knight, and they just traded him. I'm very curious to see where the Bucks would have finished. They would have kept Brandon Knight. We probably would have been like an upper 40s win team, honestly. That's how good we were rolling. They had like 30 wins or something at the All-Star break, I remember.
Ouch.
I was like, holy crap, we're dominating. And then they trade Knight, and then we only won like 10 games after Michael Trash Williams.
I think the reason is we didn't want to pay him. I don't know. Was he going to be on a contract year?
Yeah, he was.
Well, welcome to the Herb Cole era. We can also name this the Herb Cole era.
Wasn't that with the new owners though that we got?
when
I
did
thought it wasn't
when did
14.
when did when did Cole even sell the team?
Wasn't it right at the start of this year? I thought.
I don't know. I don't care. But
Whatever. But yeah.
the 2015 offseason was not fun, as the Milwaukee Bucks would select Rashad Vaughn with the 17th overall pick, and then Norman Powell with the 46th pick.
Oh God.
But then, as we'll see later, we made a mistake and we fucked up big time. But the first trades, we traded Ilya Silva to the Pistons for Caron Butler and Sean Williams. Welcome back, Caron Butler.
Just a lot of believe.
But then the fuck up. June 25th, 2015, the Bucks traded Norman Powell and a 2017 first round pick to the Raptors for Grievous Vasquez. Ow! My brain hurt from reading that.
The deal that won the Raptors a championship over.
Yeah, that hurt me reading that out loud because I knew that was a dumb trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we traded Zaza Pachulia July 9th for a future second-round protected pick from Dallas, and then traded Jared Dudley to the Wizards for a protected second-round pick. Those were both July 9th trades, and then July 9th, we also signed Greg Monroe.
At the time was a huge free agent signing, but that
yeah.
Went out. I mean, it wasn't bad, it just was at the wrong time.
And then also at the wrong time, we signed John Henson to a 4-year, $44 million contract extension this offseason as well. And we also signed Chris Copeland and Marcus Landry this offseason too. Fun. So welcome to now we're in the part of the era where he just kills their cap space.
Yep. And John Horse had to spend multiple first round picks and get to fix his crap.
Yeah, heading into the 2015-16 season, we shit the bed. We went 33-49, and we signed Steve Novak in the middle of the season, I guess. But he really didn't do much besides wearing suits on the bench.
Yep.
And then now he's on the Fox Sports Wisconsin crew. So I guess it worked out for something. I guess it bribed him to do the job that he's doing now.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the 2015-16 season we really didn't do much. So on to the 2016 offseason, where we drafted Thon Maker and Malcolm Brogdon. That will forever change the organization with the Malcolm Brogdon situation, because now he's gone. Yay. But the transactions during this was kind of dumb as well. The Bucks traded the draft rights to Albert Morales, who we traded for a couple of years back before the 2016, I guess. But we traded him to Cleveland for Delly, I guess. It was kind of like a sign-and trade. So they got the draft rights to that dude. I didn't even know that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I guess it was a sign-and trade. I don't know. We traded this Morales dude for Delly in a sign-and trade. That's what I saw doing my research. So
All right.
Don't kill the messenger. And then another cap space killer. We gave Miles frickin' Plumlee a 4-year, $52 million contract extension.
Yeah!
What?
Yeah! That's what we like!
What did Miles Plumlee do to earn that contract?
Higher athletic stuff.
He's not even in the NBA anymore.
Oh, at least he got paid.
Well, it must be nice, because he's probably retired for the rest of his...
Well, he's set for life.
Yeah, let's look up his stats quick. I want to look up his stats.
Now he can sit in a mansion, have any car he wants, sit back, play video games, do whatever he wants.
He's got a career. Okay, so we got him in that deal with the Bucks. His career high for... He averaged 5.1 points and 3.8 rebounds, and I guess that's worth $52 frickin' million.
Yeah, that's what we like.
I don't understand now, nor will I ever understand today. But the funny thing is, hold on, I gotta catch up. Here we go. The funny thing is that we didn't even keep him that long, as we'll get into that a little bit. But September 22nd, we traded Tyler Ennis to Houston for Michael Beasley. We traded Michael Carter-Williams for Tony Snell October 17th. And then we also signed Mirza Teletovic to that bitch-ass contract. And we signed Jason Terry. So, yeah, that's another cap hell move, that Mirza Teletovic deal. Every time he missed a three, I was like, oh my god. But yeah, going into the 2016 to 17 season, which would end up being John Hammond's last season, thankfully, the record was 42-40 as a 6th seed, and we would lose to the Raptors in 6th in the first round, obviously. But here's the funny thing. In the 2016 offseason, we signed Plumlee to that big deal, July 18th, 2016, just to get traded February 2nd, 2017, to the Hornets for Spencer Hawes and Rory Hibbert. And then go ahead, sorry.
I remember that. Didn't you tell me that one, actually?
I think I did. And then we ended up trading Rory Hibbert to the Nuggets for a second-round draft pick. But I kind of was waiting for Hibbert to play for us. But then wasn't he injured and then he never played for us?
I don't remember. I just remember him being really good in Indiana. I was like, oh, then maybe he'll figure it out in Milwaukee.
If he would have, that would have been huge. But he's slow and he's no longer needed in the NBA.
His play style doesn't fit.
Yeah. But then... Sorry.
The only way it would fit would be if he dominated other aspects, but I don't think he really did that so much.
Yeah. But
whatever. It happened, whatever.
Yeah. But now, as we say, the Bucks went 42-40. We lost in the first round. But that would end up being the finale season, as on May 24th, 2017, John Hammond and the Orlando Magic have agreed to a 5-year contract, meaning that John Hammond left the Bucks, and we would sign John Horst, and the rest is history. We actually have a contender, and no longer a GM that would kill our cap space.
Yeah, John Horst is, I see some people give him crap. I think he's actually done a great job, actually. I mean, look what he had to get through to get to where we are. He had so much crap that he had to clean up from Hammond that he really changed the Bucks for the good.
Yeah, I agree with that, and reflecting back, At the time, I was like, why are we letting him go? But then I'm like, you know what? Whatever. And I didn't even know who John Horst was. I'm like, oh, God. Another guy that's going to probably kill our cap. But he's been doing pretty good. He traded for Bledsoe, for Monroe, and a first, which was a steal.
They didn't even get the first either. Phoenix.
Yeah, and
wasn't that the first that we kept and selected Dante? Actually,
no, the Celtics have the first, or the Celtics had the first, the 2020 draft with the 30th pick.
Oh yeah, we ended up getting lucky with Dante actually. So thank God.
Yeah, and then Horst traded the Tony Snell contract and the 30th pick for like John Lure, and then we ended up waiving Lure, but we'll go into hopefully the next like 6 years or whatever, we'll go into like a John Horst timeline, but until like he gets fired or resigns or signs somebody up or somewhere else, we'll do a timeline on him. Hopefully not for a very long time.
Yeah, I think he's done pretty good.
But yeah, I think that'll be it today. Just, you know, the Horst or the Hammond era was not that great. Yeah, a lot of bad trades, a lot of bad draft picks.
We stayed too mediocre. Well, unfortunately, it didn't help that we had an owner like that as well. Our owner just wanted to stay just good enough so we'd make the playoffs, and that was considered successful enough.
Yeah, he gets that playoff revenue. He got a lot of playoff revenue, I guess.
That's all he cared about, unfortunately.
He
just wanted to keep the team in Milwaukee and just be just good enough to make the playoffs, and then we'd get creamed in first. Yippee.
Yay.
Thank God he's not our owner anymore.
Yeah, if he was our owner, we wouldn't have Chris Middleton. We wouldn't have Drew Holiday. We would probably still be in that.
Left, probably.
Yeah. So thank God for that.
Herb Cole, he kept the team in Milwaukee, but he was not very good, though. That's the only really positive he did, is at least he kept the team in Milwaukee, but that's like all he really did positive, unfortunately. Seems like a cheap tight ass.
Yeah, but that's going to be it for today. Oh, God. But that's going to be it for today, you guys. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more content, and peace. We're going to be out.
Adios.